Good morning and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this morning with Fred and Ike. What we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Ike's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the correction and the motivations that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give the correction, and the only correction that we give here at the school is a tug and let go on the training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Ike has been fitted with his very own training collar, and that will go home with him when he leaves, and you'll be taught how to use it during your follow-up training session. Now, Ike is sitting very nicely at Fred's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done, and the first exercise that they're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. The command is Ike heel, and his job at that point is to stay even with your left leg, not forging ahead, not dragging you down the street, but walking nicely at your pace. And each time that you stop your feet, Ike has been taught to sit without being told and wait for his next command. So if you're walking in your neighborhood and you stop to talk to someone or you stop to cross traffic, he should be sitting nicely at your left like a gentleman and waiting for his next command. And you see how focused he is on Fred. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command. Fred uses his left open palm right in front of his muzzle and the one-word firm command to stay. Now he's dropping into a down, so Fred will heel him out of that. And this gives us an opportunity to show you what to do when your dog's not doing what you tell him. There you go. I knew he was going to do it. Sometimes what happens with these really smart dogs is they start to anticipate the commands. Now, the long sit stay is for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes. And when Fred returns back to him, he will walk all the way around him as an additional distraction, and Ike should remain seated until Fred gets back to his shoulders and gives him another command. And even though Fred's talking softly to him, again, the command is Ike heel. There is no command for the automatic sit. If he doesn't sit automatically, you're going to give a little tug and say no sit. Fred leaves him again in a sit stay. And practice your stationary exercises around your home. You don't want this just to be for outside. This time, instead of returning to his dog, Fred's going to call him. And Ike should come in and sit right in front of you facing your knees, and that eliminates his need to come to you and jump all over you. Fred leaves him again in another stay. He uses his name, he lightens his tone of voice, and Ike should come right in front and sit happily in front of you. Very nice job. And then he goes back to heel and back sitting. Excellent. And you can see his focus is very much on Fred and what they're doing. German Shepherds love to work, so he's into it. I mean, he's looking up at his trainer, he's trying to do the right thing. He's doing a really good job. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is your down from a heel position. So with your dog at heel, meaning his shoulders even with your left leg, you're going to take the open flat of your palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and use the one-word command to down. So the only time you use his name are on your motion exercises. If it's a stationary exercise, a sit stay or a down stay, you don't use his name. The long down stay when you're practicing at home is for 3 minutes, working up to 5 minutes. When Fred returns back to him, he will walk all the way back around him, just as he did on the sit stay, for that additional distraction. And then at that point, your dog expects to get another command. You have to tell him what you want him to do. And they're going to demonstrate that down from a heel one more time. This is a great exercise to practice while you're eating dinner, watching TV. Include it into all of your everyday life with him. If you're having company. Now you can also call your dog out of the down stay, and this time Fred will call him. Comes in and sits nicely, and then he goes back to heel position. Perfect. Now the last exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is your down from a distance. This is a little bit harder exercise because you're not right next to the dog. Fred leaves him in a sit-stay, walks out to the end of his training leash. This is the only time that you're going to use your right hand to give the command, and it's the one-word command to down. Very nicely done. Now we've demonstrated for you all of your formal obedience commands. Ike will only get better with these with practice and eventually be able to be off leash. German Shepherds are very good working dogs. He's done a really good job here at school. We've enjoyed having him, and thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.